All right, let's start this tier list off with Friends.
Oh, God, that show is such a walking time capsule.
Yeah, you know what they say. Friends don't let friends watch Friends.
I don't know, I kind of like it. It's the only time you see 6 white people living in New York City.
Wow, what a groundbreaking concept. Next thing you know, they'll be making a show about a bunch of straight guys hanging out in a coffee shop.
You know, Joey and Ross really were the original bros before hoes.
Yeah, and Rachel was the original influencer. I mean, she only got that job at Ralph Lauren because she knew the right people.
Hey, at least she had a job. What was Chandler's job again, a transponster?
That's not even a real word.
But it's a real job, apparently.
And let's not forget Monica, the original Karen. She always had to have everything her way.
And don't even get me started on the whole we were on a break thing. Ross was such a tool.
But hey, at least he had his music career to fall back on.
Yeah, I'm sure his cover of Love Machine really took the world by storm.
All right, let's get back to the tier list. I'm putting Friends in B tier.
Yeah, I'll go with B tier too.
I guess I'll agree for once. B tier it is.
All right, next up, The Walking Dead. What do you guys think?
Oh man, I can't wait to rip this one apart.
Yeah, it's not like we're in the middle of a real-life apocalypse or anything.
Hey, don't worry, Joe. We've got it all under control.
Yeah, because nothing screams under control like 600,000 Americans dead from a pandemic.
Sure, Joe, you would have told them zombies to wear a mask.
All right, let's stick to the topic at hand, guys. The Walking Dead. What do you think, Don?
You know, I kind of relate to Negan. He's a strong leader who knows how to get things done.
Of course you do. He's a psychopath who bashes people's brains in with a baseball bat.
Hey, sometimes you got to take drastic measures to get people in line.
All right, I'm going to have to give this show a C tier. It's just so repetitive.
Yeah, it's like, how many times can they run away from zombies before it gets old?
I don't know. I still enjoy it. I'm putting it in A tier.
Figures. You probably think the zombies are all Democrats.
Let's face it, the majority of the survivors in the zombie apocalypse were Republicans.
Really, Donald? Do you really think that?
Absolutely. Think about it. The survivors are the ones who were able to make tough decisions and protect their families.
I'm not sure about that, Donald. The survivors came from all walks of life and political affiliations.
Sure, but the ones who were prepared and had guns and ammo were the ones who made it. And we all know who likes guns.
Yes, because guns are the answer to everything.
Donald, that's a ridiculous argument. People from all political parties were able to survive based on their skills and abilities.
I don't know, Joe. Seems like the survivors who were able to adapt and overcome were the ones who aligned with Republican values.
Donald, you're really stretching it here.
This is just another one of Donald's attempts to create a political divide where it doesn't exist.
Or maybe I'm just speaking the truth.
All right, let's get into some political analysis here. Rick Grimes was obviously a Democrat.
That's right, Donnie. Rick was a Democrat through and through.
What? How could you say that? He's a sheriff who believes in protecting his community and helping those in need. Those are core Republican values.
Yeah, but he's also a fair leader who tried to solve things without violence. That's what Democrats do.
Yeah, until he gets to Terminus.
Oh man, this is getting good.
What are you talking about?
Think about it, Joe. He goes from being all about community and sharing resources to becoming a ruthless warrior who takes what he wants.
Yeah, that does sound like a Republican.
That's not true. Rick's transformation was about survival and protecting his family and friends. It wasn't about politics.
Sure, Joe. Keep telling yourself that.
All right, let's move on. I think we've analyzed Rick's political beliefs enough for one day. What about The Apprentice?
So what's the deal with this show? I never watched it.
It was one of the most successful shows on television. It was about finding the best business person and giving them a shot at running one of my companies.
Yes, the show where you got to fire people every week. Sounds like a real uplifting concept.
It was about finding the best person for the job, Barack. And let me tell you, I fired a lot of losers.
And did you really find the best person for the job?
Of course I did. I have a great track record of hiring the best people.
Yeah, except for your cabinet members and advisors.
That's not true. I have the best people working for me.
I don't know, Donald. It seems like you were more interested in creating drama for the show than actually finding the best person for the job.
That's not true. I always put my business first.
Right, because nothing says putting your business first, like starring in a reality show.
All right. Enough about The Apprentice. Let's talk about something else. How about Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. You mean the Karate Kid spinoff?
I haven't watched it yet. Is it any good?
It's fantastic. I love it. It's about time we see some good old-fashioned American karate again.
I didn't know you were such a martial arts fan, Donald.
Hey, I appreciate any show that showcases American greatness.
And what does Cobra Kai have to do with American greatness?
Well, it's about a bunch of badass being badass. That's the American way.
Ah, yes, because when I think of the American way, I think of karate.
And let me tell you, those kids in Cobra Kai are tough. They could teach us a thing or two about resilience. I give it an S tier because it's all about winning, and that's what we do best. Am I right?
I have to admit, Cobra Kai has been a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll give it an A tier for nostalgia and the classic 80s underdog story.
I didn't watch, so I give it a C tier.
Thanks again, Joe.
Okay, gentlemen, let's move on to our favorite TV shows. I'll start. Friends is definitely my all-time favorite. Can't go wrong with those classic characters.
Well, as you all know, I've had a lot of success in the entertainment industry, so it's no surprise that my favorite show is The Apprentice. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to watch me fire people every week?
Well, I have to say, my favorite show is Happy Days. It's a classic and reminds me of a simpler time.
Happy Days? Joe, you never cease to amaze me with your outdated references.
Yeah, Joe, you're like a walking time capsule. But I have to admit, Happy Days does sound like the perfect show for you.
Hey, now, don't knock it till you try it. It's a classic for a reason.
Well, let's just agree to disagree, guys. I think we can all agree that we have different tastes in TV shows.
Agreed, but I think we can all agree that The Apprentice was the best show out of all of them. It was a huge success, just like my presidency.
Yeah, until you got fired from it, Donald.
Yeah, but it was still a huge success.
I gotta say, I'm surprised you like Friends, Barack. I always thought you were more of a Seinfeld guy.
Well, Joe, I do love Seinfeld, but Friends has a special place in my heart.
Friends is okay, I guess, but I prefer shows that are more realistic.
Realistic? Like what?
Like The Apprentice. That's how the real world works, folks. You're either a winner or a loser.
Ah, yes, the real world, where everyone gets their own TV show and fires people for a living.